Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Briggs. I hope everybody's bright and cheery. I am not able to be with you today due to a meeting that I have with my parole officer. I'm kidding. I'm in a meeting, learning how to be a better teacher, going around room from room to kind of just learn how things go on Toki. Now, I hope we're all paying really close attention and we're going to all be on our best behavior and do our best for today's assignment. Now, what you may have noticed as you came in were there were some packets here for you, and here's what you're going to need to do to get ready. Feel free to pause this if until everybody is ready. We're going to need a packet, some scratch paper, and you're going to need some formulas. Now, your formulas can be found either in the back of the room on the wall of forbidden knowledge. They can also be found, hopefully, in your math notes that you were supposed to put down the last couple of days on how to find surface area and volume. Or if you want to check, they're actually in your planner, or you can find them at the top of your worksheet. So there's like 5 or 6 different places you can go to find these formulas. There is no excuse not to have this formula. You should be ready to go. So pause this until everybody's ready and then continue. Good, everybody's been ready. So let's go over the rules. Okay, the rules for today. Number 1. You need to do all of the pages marked level 1. There should be a page that is labeled level 1 for surface area, another page for volume that is labeled level 1 for surface area. Not for surface area, for volume. So we're going to find the surface area to wrap the object, volume to figure out how much it holds in it. Now, if you want a 3 on this, you will need to do at least one level 2 page. So you need to complete 3 pages to get a 3. And if you want a 4, you've got to do it all. Now, this is your classwork and homework wrapped up into one. So you're free to take this home if you need to, or if you want to go for that 4. You should have more than enough to keep you busy. So, rules continued. 1, you should help each other, but you should help each other get the math. I do not want people just copying the answers, okay? Also, I want you to staple the work to the packet, okay? Why do I want you to staple the work to the packet? Because I want you to get the math. You want to get the math. I want to see that you actually know how to do these formulas, actually know what we're talking about, so that if you get a bunch of goofy answers, I can go back and say, well, here's your problem. Maybe you are multiplying them all in a row instead of doing order of operations or something like that. Either way, it sort of is proof. Now, if you say, Mr. Briggs, I can do this all in my head, then we need to talk, because I can't do them in my head. You must be a genius, and we should send you to NASA right away. Now, next thing you're going to do is you can take this home if you're not done. Feel free to. And if you do get done, or if you just want to check your answers to make sure you're on the right track, you can go to the front of the room and see what your answers should be. Again, you should only use this to check to make sure you're on the right track, or to correct your paper when you're done. You shouldn't just go up there and put down all the answers. That's not what it's for. That won't help you get better at math. Because again, we want the math, not the answers. Okay? So, let's go ahead and get started a little bit on what this is going to look like. I'll walk you through the first 2 problems in case you've been asleep the last couple of weeks when we've been talking about how to do them, and to help the people who maybe just need a quick reminder. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is problem 1 and problem 2 on the very first page, level 1. And we have a shape that is 9 millimeters by 3 millimeters by 13 millimeters, and we need to find its surface area. Okay, surface area, remember, is a 2D shape. So I already know this is going to be millimeters squared because it is surface area. Now, I need to basically just go through the formula, right? What is that formula? Well, I have a copy here. You can also find it on the wall of forbidden knowledge. You can also find it at the top of your page. You can also find it in your book. You can find this thing anywhere. What am I going on about? You have this copy. Saying I don't know the formula is not an excuse. Don't buy it. So here's what we got. The first one we got to do. Let's go ahead and put them in. We need to know our height, width, and length. Well, to make our lives easier, let's label this guy here 9 millimeters, the length. Then let's go ahead and label the 13 millimeters, the width, and let's go ahead and label the 3 millimeters, the height. So we have length, width, and height. We're good. Now let's go ahead and pop this formula together. We're going to put down the 2 and a bracket. What's our width? What's our height? Well, it's going to be 13 times 3, because we have 3 and 13 here, right? Plus, what is our width and what is our length? Our width is 13 times our length of 9. Then, plus, what is our length and what is our height? Our length is 9 millimeters. Our height is 3 millimeters. So we have this formula laid out. The next step, which I'm going to do in purple, is to do our multiplication. Now you might need a calculator for this. Once again, if you borrow a calculator from me, you know where they are. They're at the front of the room in the little organizer. Make sure you return one. Okay? So let's go ahead and do some calculating. So the first one we have is 13 times 3. 13 times 3 gives me 39. Plus, what's 13 times 9? 13 times 9, according to my calculator, is 117. Plus, what is 9 times 3? 9 times 3 is 27. Okay? And I bring down my brackets, I bring down that 2 because that hasn't gone anywhere, and now I add all my numbers together. And when I add those together, I get 39 plus 117 plus 27. And I get 183. But I'm forgetting a step. I got to multiply this whole sucker by 2. And when I multiply the whole sucker by 2, I get 366. 366 millimeters. Okay. Now what did I multiply it by 2? Remember, there is a front. If there's a front, there's a back. If there's a back, there's a front. If there's a top, there's a bottom. If there's a right, there's a left. So we got to multiply it by 2 because we have 2 sets of each side. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do number 2 real quick. And remember, if you get this, feel free to just race on ahead. I have no problem with this. This is really a review lesson. So let's go ahead and do the next one here. We have 6 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 4 centimeters. We already know this is going to be centimeters squared because it's a 2D shape. So let's bring down, well, first we should label. It is 6 high. Let's say this is 20 wide, and it is 4 long. Okay. So let's go ahead and copy it down. We have 2 times. Okay, what's width times height? 20 times 6. Plus, what is width times length? It is 20 wide. It is 4 long. Plus, what is length times height? Well, it is 4 long. It is 6 high. All right, we've got our thing copied down now. We did it in the proper way. Let's go ahead now and simplify this. First, we multiply order of operations. I use my handy-dandy calculator. Calculator. Okay, handy-dandy calculator. We get 20 times 6 is 120. We get 20 times 4 gives me 80. And I need to do 4 times 6, which is 24. And I need to add those together. And when I add those together, I get 120 plus 80 plus 24 gives me 224. But remember, I still got to multiply everything by 2. And when I multiply it by 2, I get 448. Wow, that's a lot of centimeters. 448 centimeters squared. Okay, I hope I did my math right. I'm going to double check it right now. Yep, I did. Cool. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do surface area. Remember, you can rewind this or replay it or pause it if you need to get these notes down and learn how to do it. Or ask your neighbor nicely. Just remember to keep the conversation about math. Okay, now for volume. Now volume, these are the volume problems found on level 1. There, if you turn the page, they are problems 1 and problems 2. And problems 1 and problems 2 ask you to find the volume of these shapes. Now this is way, way easier. Volume is crazy easy with boxes. All we got to do is width times height times length. Well, this guy, let's say he is 7 long, he is 12 wide, he is 5 high. Okay? This is easy. All you do is 7 times 12 times 5. Calculator, 7 times 12 times 5 gives me 420. But 420 what? Well, this is centimeters, but this is a 3D shape, so it's going to be centimeters cubed. Cubic centimeters. All right, real easy. And then the next one here. Well, he's going to be 8 inches high. He is going to be 15 inches wide. He's going to be 18 inches long. Crazy easy. My volume, remember, is just going to be 8 times 15 times 18. And I put in 8 times 15 times 18. And I get, I don't know about that one. Let me check that again. 8 times 15 times 18. Oh, that was right. Wow, that's crazy. 2,160 inches squared or cubed. Well, this is 3D, remember. Cubed. Inches with a little 3 on it. Okay, so there's how you find volume. There's how you find surface area. Remember, you can rewind this if you need to. If you feel like wasting anybody's time, you can watch this again at lunch. You can watch this again at home. It cannot escape you. It's the internet. It's everywhere. So, as a final note, I miss you guys. I wish I was there to teach you this in person. I want you to have fun. I want you to be nice. And I want you to try to keep the room clean. Okay? I don't want to have to come back to a mess. It'll make me grumpy. That's me. I'm grumpy. I'm Mr. Briggs, and have yourself a great day.